everybody. Welcome to Spotlight on Middle Country. My name is Lenore Paprocki, and I'm the president of the Greater Middle Country Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Sal DiVincenzo from the Miller Business Center at the Middle Country Public Library.
We're happy to be here today, and with us today is George Fleckenstein. He is Stein. I'm sorry. Are you Stein?
Yes.
Oh, see, and how many years I've known George forever, but you know what? We just call him George Fish. That's what we call him. So he is the owner of Fish Window Cleaner, and we're so excited to have him with us today. Everybody knows I wore red just for you, George.
Thank you. That's appropriate.
So welcome to, and we're so happy to have you here today. So tell us a little bit about how you got involved with window cleaning and how you started your business.
Well, I worked for the Boy Scouts for 23 years and in various locations, Syracuse and Maryland. I was in Maryland for about 10 years and then came up to Long Island. And after about 23 years, I felt it was time for a change. And I started looking at other opportunities, and I was looking at franchises. And there are, as there are real estate agents, there are also franchise agents, people that pair people with franchises, and they interview you and they find out what your interests are, what your strengths are. And so I gave them my information, how much money you have to invest, things like that. And they came back and said, well, they presented three options, and one of them was fish window cleaning. And I said, well, you know, there aren't any skyscrapers on Long Island. And they said, well, that's good, because Fish Window Cleaning is a franchise that specializes in cleaning windows 3 stories or less. So I said, oh, okay. And then as I investigated, Fish is located in St. Louis, Missouri. That's where the founder is from and where the home office is. Fish was founded in 1978. The gentleman, Mike Merrick, was a bank, I guess he was an assistant vice president at a bank. And he was looking out the window and he saw that there was some guy cleaning his windows. And I think he felt it was time for a change for him. And so he bought the man's business and he changed the name to Fish Window Cleaning. And then 20 years later, he decided, well, this is something I can franchise. So then in 1998, he started franchising it. And now today, almost 45 years later, there are 275 franchise locations.
Wow.
In 45 states. So that's how I got involved with it. I went out and visited with them, and the people, it's the Midwest, so everyone is real nice and friendly. And 17 years later, I'm still here.
God bless. That's fabulous. What a great story. I don't think I ever knew that story. So tell me, George, what did you to start the business, once you decided Fish Window Cleaning was the right business for me, what did you do to start growing your business and get these clients? Just knock on storefronts and say, hello, here I am?
Basically, that's the Fish model, is you go door to door. That's the most effective. It's, I think it's 1 to 7 ratio of success, whereas if you send out flyers or things like that. So we don't really do any direct mailing. We don't do a lot of advertisement. The big thing with Fish is one of the best things that we received from our franchise is they got on board of the internet very quickly. When I started 17 years ago, everything was Yellow Pages. That's where we had to advertise and people found us. You probably remember when you were looking for a pizza place or anything, a plumber, you'd look in the Yellow Pages, and we were in the Yellow Pages. But obviously that's changed a lot in the last few years. And anytime I bring up Yellow Pages, almost 100% of the time people say, well, the first thing I do with those is I throw them away. If they even get them.
Do they even make Yellow Pages anymore? I don't know.
I think they make some, maybe some regional ones.
Yeah.
So early on, Fish realized that was really the future of attracting customers. So there's a full team at Fish headquarters that works very closely with Google, and we get the SEO reports quarterly. And, you know, I know all the statistics on how many organic searches people have found us through an organic search or a direct search or a paid search or referral search or a social search. And they're also right on top of, you know, as you know, the parts of Google where on how they direct things change. So our people, you know, when they see those algorithms change, they make sure that they're in line with that. So in theory, when you go, if you put in window cleaning, fish window cleaning could come up as many as 3 times on page 1. And, you know, as most people know, you know, the average probably searcher doesn't go beyond 1, 2, 3 pages. And if we're on page 1 at least once, maybe twice, and hopefully 3 times, you know, that's who the people are going to click on and inquire about. And that will take us that'll take them right to our website. And, you know, there's about 2 or 3 opportunities that say, click here for a free estimate. And so we get a lot of referrals now through the internet, because our franchise really is on top of that and making sure that when someone is looking for window cleaning, whether they're looking for fish window cleaning or just generic window cleaning or window cleaning in my neighborhood or something, that we're available there. You know, where that's our billboard, that's our new yellow pages, is finding us on the internet.
Right.
That's fantastic.
The SEO is powerful, for
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah. So fish window, does it, because I always see you out in front of storefronts and cleaning storefronts, but you're just not commercial cleaning as far as window cleaning is concerned. Is that correct?
That's correct. We do residential, we do commercial, we do projects. Basically, anywhere where there's glass, we will clean it. We are only allowed to, based on our liability insurance, to go up to 3 stories. So there are some taller buildings on Long Island, and we've been asked to come and bid on them. And, you know, if I arrive there and they're 4 or 5 stories, and even though they're, you know, $100,000 worth of glass, you know, I basically have to say, no, you know, we're not able to do that. But we do residential, we do commercial, doctors' offices and grocery stores. We also clean gutters. We power wash. We clean the screens, we clean mirrors, we clean skylights, ceiling fans, chandeliers. We also can clean awnings. So anything in that realm, you know, basically where you need a ladder or something outside that needs cleaning, you know, we can do that. And those are some of the things that we have done in the past.
Right.
George,
I don't
it sounds like,
think of that.
yeah, George, it sounds like you clean everything that I don't want to clean.
Exactly.
Well, you know, that's the old joke is, you know, I do anything but windows, and we're the people that do the windows. We, you know, that we've perfected the cleaning of glass. It's
Right.
and cleaning glass has changed over the years. You know, we now clean with a pure water cleaning system. Can you see me over here?
Yeah, let's take a
Yes.
look at it.
All right, so in the past, we've cleaned with mop and squeegee, and we still do a lot of mop and squeegee.
Right.
And where we clean the window, and we wipe it with a squeegee. And even the squeegees have actually changed, because this is one where it's easier to get to corners and high points and things like that. So this is not stationary like that. But we have a system now that's called the clean glass system. And what it is we take a pole. This is a pole, and this is actually is 40, almost 45 feet long when it's extended.
Wow.
And you can see a pole that goes up 45 feet, and I can hold it with one hand. It's only a couple pounds. So in order to, so 45 feet is actually 4 stories.
Yeah.
So this pole can be extended 45 stories. We just unclip this and move it up. And the water fed system is, there's a tank here. I think, yeah, I guess you can't see it. And we put resin into the tank, and the resin cleans the water, takes out all the purities of the water, the total dissolved solvents. Resin looks like this. It looks like sand.
Sand.
But it's in the 2 tanks here. The water runs through the sand, and when it comes out, it goes up the pole, and here's just a brush here. The water squirts out of 2 holes here, and it sprays onto the glass. And so we can reach 3 stories, or some poles are 5, 6 stories. But because of they're so light now, those poles, they can go up very high. They remain rigid but light with new carbon technology.
Wow.
So what happens is the water sprays the glass. There's no cleaner in the water. It's just pure water, 99% pure water. And as we rub the glass with the brush, it agitates the dirt off of the glass. And then the pure water, wants to go back to its natural state. So it absorbs all the dirt that this has agitated off the glass, and it sheets off the glass. And as it sheets, it takes all the dirt off of it. And what remains is a crystal, sparkling, clean piece of glass.
Amazing.
You can do that from the ground. So it's safer than climbing on a ladder. It's quicker than climbing up and down ladders. And it's also easier sometimes to reach hard to reach pieces of glass. So this is pure water cleaning. And we don't use this on every job. We use it on big jobs, tall jobs. If we're just doing a storefront, you will do the mop and squeegee method. But we have the account at Brookhaven National Laboratory, and there's almost 100 buildings there that we clean, and some are very big.
Right.
And this makes it much easier, much safer for us to stay on the ground and still provide crystal clean glass. And we also use these on residentials. As we clean people's homes, we'll use the water-fed pole, and it's a very simple process, and but it does a great job.
That's fantastic.
So
It sounds like it's safe, right? I mean, it's
very it's safe. Our technicians keep their feet on the ground. They're not falling off ladders, and it does a great job. And there are no squeegee marks. If people complain, well, you left a squeegee mark, and which we don't do, but there's not that potential, because it's just a piece. It's just a brush cleaning off dirt off of the glass. About 80% we can do this on about 80% of the work. There's some glass that this really doesn't work well on, so we do have to use the long poles. But this is the I used to say the future, but this is the current best method of cleaning lots of glass.
That's amazing. That really is great. George, I have a quick question for you. With this whole pandemic thing, how has your business fared?
We've been open. We've survived. We are a cleaning. We're considered a cleaning company, and so when the governor decided the essential organizations, essential businesses to stay open, cleaning companies were in that category. Actually, in 2 different parts of that category. I even had some of my other franchisees in other states kind of get on my case saying, window cleaning doesn't save lives. Why would you be considered essential? But there are a lot of, liquor stores were considered essential. So there's a lot of things that they considered essential.
I certainly thought they were.
So, but the businesses that we cleaned during that time were grocery stores. So when you went into a grocery store, even in March and April, you probably wanted the floors to be nice and clean. You probably wanted the counters to be clean. They wanted, the store wanted the windows to be clean. That's kind of the new normal now. People are looking, a little more at cleanliness, because of the virus and things. So
Sure.
Our business dropped 80%. We had very few jobs that we did, but we did work almost every week since March. There were some companies that doctors' offices, veterinarian offices that wanted us to continue cleaning, but we're maybe 10% of what we normally do. So we did stay open. We maintained. but businesses, overall, it's down at least 50%.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that seems to be the case with a lot of small businesses. But I'm saying small, but how many people do you have working for you now, George?
I
Because
have,
everybody thinks Fish Window. I know I do. I'm like, it's George and a couple other people, but I'm thinking that's not the case after
no, it
listening.
is. That is the case.
Really?
Yeah, we don't, even the largest fish franchise probably doesn't have more than 10 or 12. I have 2 right now. The most I've ever had was probably 6 or 7. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like house cleaning where they have 40 or 50 people, on their staff that go out and clean houses every day. We're, we're a relatively small company. So we don't have a staff of, 30, 40, 50 people.
Very good. Very good.
Now if I can show you how we use the cleanliness for our process.
Yeah.
So when we go into someone's, say we go in to do a residential, and someone calls and says, can you clean our, my home, the windows in my home, inside and out? We wash the screens, we wipe the windowsills. So we go in, we have mask and gloves. Wear shoe covers on our feet, so not to track in dirt or anything.
Right.
We
Right.
have the wipes,
Mm-hmm.
and we also put down mats. So if we're cleaning, say we're cleaning in your living room, and your couch is right up against the window, we don't really move it. We try not to move things. We put the absorbent pad on the couch and we clean the windows. And if there's any drips off the glass, they fall onto the pad. As we're cleaning, say a door, we put this on the floor, and any drips actually fall onto the absorbent pad. So we're actually cleaning. We're not making a mess in your house. We're cleaning the windows, and when we leave, it's actually as cleaner than when we got there.
Sure. You're using all the safety protocols for this pandemic to keep your customers safe from you and from you safe from the customers. So either way, I love that, because I know that a real estate's been doing that with the little booties and stuff, but I never thought about that. Anybody who walks in your house, if that's your job, if that's part of your job, you should probably, that's a great guideline to follow. Put the little booties on before you walk in.
Well, actually, we've always done that. That's not anything new.
See
The
that?
face mask is new, and even some of the technicians used to wear gloves. Some would wear gloves, some wouldn't, but now
Sure.
they all wear gloves.
Right.
And even the absorbent pad, we've always done that.
Sure.
The face mask is the only new thing, but it's so we want to keep everyone safe. We want to keep everything clean.
Sure. That's great. Very interesting. So George, what piece of advice would you give to other small businesses that are in the same boat with the lack of business? Hopefully now we're in the process of beginning to reopen, and we'll see the trending of all the storefronts beginning to reopen, and business comes back somewhat as usual. What do you suggest to these other people who are in the same boat as you, as far as seeing such a drop for so many months?
Well, I guess we have to have patience, and if you can, we can try and ride it out. We do the best we can. We have to work twice as hard to get new business. Like I said, even some customers that have reopened they don't have them. Window cleaning is not essential in the customer's eye. So generally, I can tell when a company's going to go out of business, because the first thing they say, all right, where are we going to cut? And the first thing they cut is window cleaning, because that's something, they need to keep the electricity on. They need to keep the employees. So they cut window cleaning first. So when someone calls and says, we're going to just cut back on our window cleaning, unfortunately, after 17 years now, I'm thinking, well, they're not in good shape, maybe down the road. And invariably, I see in a few months later, they filed for bankruptcy. We drive by there and they're closed. So, my job is to convince people that, it really is important to have your windows clean if you're a retailer or if you're a food establishment. That's kind of the new norm. People are not, I don't think they're gonna be as comfortable with windows or floors or counters that aren't, sparkling clean these days.
Yeah.
So, my job is to kind of, make sure that, that they know that that's probably in their best interest, and we can accommodate that. We're flexible. If they want us to come once a week, once a month, every 2 months, every 2 weeks, we're flexible for commercial customers as to how and the frequency of how often we come and clean. We can do inside and out once a month, and then later in the month do an outside only. Whatever fits their at this point, pretty much whatever fits their budget.
Right. And the windows are the first impression. I mean, in business, we always say first impressions mean everything. You only have one time to make a first impression. Somebody pulls up to your establishment and your windows are filthy, they're gonna, I never thought to myself that, geez, that's the first thing they cut. But now after talking to you, George, I understand that does make in a business sense, probably the most sense. But in the same token, if you're going to detract from business, have filthy windows, because they'll be like, not going in there.
Well, that's the first thing that a customer will see.
Sure.
Is your door and your windows. They're gonna, and more so now, I think people are gonna say, well, these people, they may correctly or incorrectly assume, well, these people, care about cleanliness, or they don't care about cleanliness. So,
right.
If you want to err on the side of success, you might want to just, err that it's clean, because in today's setting, I think that's what people are going to be focused on more.
Right. Very good. So George, this has been a great time talking to you. I really appreciate it. And I love that you showed us about that long pole with the clean.
Yeah, the water-fed pole.
Great,
fantastic. Yeah. I would have never, and it's funny because I think I've seen somebody using a pole like that, and I thought, how are they balancing that? Because they're all the way down here, and that pole is so far up, and they seem to not be struggling. And now I understand why. It's pretty light as a feather almost. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a carbon fiber, and those are very light, but they're very strong.
Yeah.
Right.
And George, if someone wants to, someone watching wants to use your services, get some information, how can they reach out to you?
They can find us on the internet. They can call 631-585-0388. We accept cash, check, credit cards. We're very flexible with that. If someone wants, we have a lot of customers that pay by credit card. So they can, and we do provide free estimates for residential or for commercial. I go out and do all the estimates, and if someone's not comfortable, I just walk around their house. I obviously, announce myself and tell them that I'm there. I'll walk around the house. I have a mask on. I'll leave the estimate in their mailbox or between storm doors. They can review the estimate, and then they can call us to schedule an appointment.
Sounds good.
Very good. Very good. Well, George, we appreciate you being here today and sharing all these insights, and wish you lots and lots of success and continued success. And we'll see you all at the next Spotlight on Middle Country. Thanks,
Thank
Sam.
you very much.
Take care, everyone.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, George.